Mm. Buffer chair. Always gives me a second. It takes me a second to get the YouTube chat up for me for some reason. I think the AP key or whatever is a little bit slow on their end. I like the work that I did yesterday. It's good. Let's paint that sky. But for Sherry, your work is good, but you need to be painting better. And I think like connecting the just working the painting and connecting your brush strokes, um, spending more time focusing on the brush work. So seeing what you can do. My boy. Here, boy. Ready, boy? Here, baby. Eat,
Goodness.
yeah. I won't trip over that.
Another person in line
5 seconds.
E8G says, yup, totally, I know I have a ways to go.
Because here's one thing. This painting's taking me longer than I'm selling it for. But the reason why, and it is probably worth more than I'm selling it for. But I quoted somebody a price and I don't go back on that price. Um, but also I'm taking my time to
Another
learn.
person in line E8G says, I was mainly thinking of hours spent and stuff.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you have to factor in whether it's worth it or not because, and like I was saying, if I was to factor in the time with this, it would be way more. But I made the decision to slow down to take this as a learning process, and so I'm not going to charge my client that, right? And I'll give you an example. You have great artists who can paint this much faster, right? And they can get the price, but they painted it faster. But I'm taking the time right now to paint, so that should that mean that, oh, I spent all that extra time learning? You see what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be, it's not it wouldn't be good to do that.
Another
So
person in
it's good
line
that you
E8G
factor that
says,
in, but you have to
I see
balance.
yup.
Yeah, you got to balance that. And I've been in the same position before, and I'm in it right now with this because with portraiture, I know. And so what I'm doing, I'm telling you to connect your academic training with your regular projects. I'm trying to connect my academic training, the portraiture, to this type of work, which I'm doing, but I'm learning quite a bit with it, at the same time. So I've intentionally, like this part right here, down here, I slowed myself, like I repainted that so many times. Um, the payoff is not going to be in cash. It's going to be down the road when I'm painting faster and better and getting more money for it. So I'll get that money back down the road. That's the game you got to play with this stuff. Um, but it's good that you're thinking about that. It is. It really is. I would say, like I said, 120 tops. I wouldn't go past 120. And if they don't want to pay that, and if that's not worth it, don't sell it. Determine
Another person in line
what's good
E8G says,
and work towards
good
that.
thinking.
Yeah, because you don't need to. Because here's the other thing: 120 bucks. That's nothing. It's 120, but it's nothing. And if a client isn't willing to pay 120, they're probably somebody who doesn't really appreciate artwork, or they're just trying to do you a favor or whatever. You're not going to get other artwork down the road that's meaningful. You know, you just take what you can get with that stuff. Otherwise it's just going to be sitting. Like even if you're not going to make up material, which you will, you're not going to make your time up. But that time spent, you learned, and so that's your payment right there. Um, yeah, but I mean, otherwise, what's it going to do? It's going to be sitting in a corner. So like, take whatever money you can get for it. Beginning studies doesn't matter. There's studies that I have. I'm like, yeah, sure, take it. Now, sometimes I don't sell things just because I don't want to sell them. I like something. If I like, sometimes I'll raise the price because I like something. If somebody wants to buy it, they can. I don't care. I've done that with paintings before. I didn't want to paint something, and so I upped the price, and somebody paid for it. So I said, all right, I'll do it. That made it worth my time.
Another person in line E8G says, yup.
The cow painting, technically, you need to do better on the drawing. It's a little bit sloppy for what I know you can do, and your
Another person in
your
line
techniques
E8G says,
needs to be way better.
120 is better than 0.
Damn right, 120 is. You know, I mean, like, and even like if you felt like 80 was fine, you could 80's fine. 80's something like whatever you. But if you don't want it for that, you see what I'm saying. Just this isn't a client that is going to give you more work necessarily. I mean, I'm assuming this, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct.
Grasshopper
Some
11275
grasshopper.
says, people won't take you seriously as an artist if you're lowballing your payments.
This is
Get
true
that
too.
dough.
Yeah.
Also hi, smile, your cows look good.
Thank you. Um, yeah. So with that, the way I would play this off. So, I'm glad Grasshopper said that. When you lower the cost with that, you need to
Another person in line E8G
handle it
says,
with confidence.
nope, they aren't the Medicis.
So, and I would do this for your rep. Say, like, this is how I would say it. Say, oh, look, you know, this is a figure. Okay. Look, this is a cow study right here. I'll bring it down to 120. I'm not going past that. Something like that. 120. 120 is it. Um, and either they can take it or leave it. But if you need to set a strong, like reasonable boundary right there,
Another person in
because
line
otherwise you'll
E8G
be like, I don't
says,
know, if you don't do
okay.
that. Don't say, oh well, don't do that. Say 120, but I'm not going past it. That's it. This is a sketch, but it's not worth my time to, something like that. Like you have to uphold the dignity of it, but it has to be reasonable, and be blunt and straightforward because people respect that with this, because otherwise they're not going to take you serious as an artist. And why do I know? Because I've done that before. I've made that mistake because you want the commission, you want to please people, and I quickly learned that that is the exact opposite of how you want to handle that. And it happened because I didn't have confidence in what I was doing. But you get to a point where you're just like, you know what? I don't really care. I don't. Like either they're going to buy it. If they don't want my work, then I'm talking to the wrong person. And sometimes you have people with money and you're like, oh, I really want this commission. But then they'll say something to piss me off and I'll be like, all right, whatever. Like I'm serious. Like and I'll be blunt with that stuff because people need to hear it. And an example would be like, you know, oh, well, I just want it like, done in this like very, very like stylistic way. I'll be like, I'm not doing that.
Grasshopper
You know,
11275 says, you need an agent maybe haha.
I need an agent, and but for Chair needs to practice, and then he needs to get an agent. But I'm telling him this stuff because he has the potential to do this. All right, so this is
Another person in line E8G says, yup, we gotta hold the line.
you have to. You gotta this makes sense why this brush was out. It's been so long. Look at this. These marks. It is definitely that. Get another one of these. All right, going into the sky, the right side, catch it up to the left side, make it look a little bit more sculptural, real. Color is decent. I just want to fine tune this a little bit. That's all. Because the reason why I know you can do this, I've seen what you do with the bar drawings, and I relate to where you are in the bar drawing, so I understand what you're thinking, and so I understand that you have the potential to do what you're doing, and you're on the right track, and you're willing to do the work, which most people aren't willing to do it. Most of this stuff is just sitting here and grinding. That's all I want. I don't want too much here. I got a lot of white. If y'all can tell, it's quite a bit. For the reason I knew I would be doing the sky, but I put that down yesterday thinking I'd get it done yesterday. By the way, I've started filming for the hands. I filmed some with him today. So we're getting this thing done. I need to get the videos going again. I've talked about it too much. I just need to get this thing done. Speaking of grinds. So I started filming. I just need to edit some stuff. Have most of the stuff filmed. Film like I filmed actually me explaining things about, not just filming me drawing, which I have a lot of footage of all sorts of things like that, but this is different. Let's do this. Bring this over.
Another person in line E8G says. I also mentioned I can get him a print for 25 bucks.
$25. How much does it cost you to make that print?
Another person in line E8G says. 15 to scan actually and 8 to print.
So you're making $2? That's a horrible idea. Don't do that. Mark it to 50. Because I'm at the point with
Grasshopper
this where it's like,
11275 says. If he's paying $25 print it at Walmart for a buck. Another person in line E8G says. 8 to print.
8 to print. I mean, I would mark it up to 50, honestly. And if he wants the original, 120. Because that's close. Otherwise, it's a no-brainer. Make him want the original.
Another person in line E8G says. Yup.
Yeah. Listen, don't waste your time trying to sell this thing. You have to be very indifferent about it. You know, you need to find somebody who appreciates your work, not this. Now, if you already told him, no, yeah, if you already told him, just refine it. I know normally I'm not one for changing the prices, but just say, look, I looked into it. I need to do it more. If you don't want to go through with it, I understand, right? You don't even need to add that last part. Just be confident with it. You got it.
Tarish Middle 9608 says, is this from imagination, sir?
Um, at this point, it is. I started it with some AI renditions quite some time ago, which I don't really recommend. Um, Ideally, you go out to the spot and paint. Um, but I can't make it out at this point. And this was in Texas, and I'm in North Carolina. So what I did several renditions of a Texas landscape by Jean Baptiste Camille Corot. So Corot,
Another person in line
and
E8G
from
says,
there I
I
kind of got the
wasn't even
concept,
posting to sell it. I put it in
studied.
an app called Neighborhood App and actually no one posts artwork there.
Gotcha. I studied the reference and took elements of it and just tried to get it in my head, and then for the last, I'd say 50% of the time I've just been modifying. Like once I got the idea, I've just been putting my knowledge into things and like really just painting on it how I think, it should be done. Now, I also did a lot of studies of just longhorns and the landscape in general. So that's where it originated from. But ideally, you go out to a spot that's actually real
Another
and
person in line E8G says, I think what would
honestly,
help me also is
plein
to get
air.
an actual camera for taking pictures. Cell phone pics are not the highest quality.
Cell phones you can't do, no. Not for what you're trying to do. But for Chair, you, even for the photographs that you're taking, I've seen what you can do, and I know that you can do better than that. All right. So like I said, take that as a compliment. The sky I'm making up. The
Tarish
sky I'm
Middle
making up pretty
9608
much.
says, sir, what is your view on ongoing AIVS art, traditional art slash handmade?
Uh,
Harry
Ongoing
Sloppy
AF,
says,
I don't think it's
this is
healthy.
stunning.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So my view is that overall, the way that a lot of people are using it, because they're using it to like essentially hack other people's work, and that's very unhealthy. And also, one of the things with these paintings is that like the
Another person in
preparational
line E8G
process is
says,
extremely
Tarish
important.
Middle, this is Frau Lewis days at the Florence Academy, lunch breaks.
And you have to like, there's a degree of studying that sometimes you bypass in AI. Okay. However, and here's my frustration with it currently is that it's not citing who it's taking elements from. Like, it's ideally each
Grasshopper
picture should have
11275 says,
citing,
if you can manage a
like
light box or something that
of
gives the same effect, it'll help you sell the art too.
a list of everybody it took from. Okay, so when I do these references, I don't do anybody who's recent because I don't want to rip work off. And I don't know if I am because I don't know how the strings are going on pulling information. So I always type in, like for landscapes, I do Crow, I keep it simple, or an old master, something like in the style of. And Bouguereau I've done before. And so I'll just look and research it just like I would as if he actually painted a painting, and I look at elements that I like and dislike about it. It just spurs my imagination. I think, assuming that it's not using other artists secretly, I think it's okay to go about doing that as a study. But I do not agree with the people who just copy something and say that it's their work because of it. Like if I told you I put, like I started with some AI references, I'm not going to hide that. So I cannot take full credit for the actual scene. At the same time, there's no way I could get out there. The only way to go I would have to travel to Texas, find a spot, take the picture myself, all these things, which currently in my situation I cannot do. So what do you do then? It's like, okay, the alternative would be find a photograph online or have the gentleman who wants the painting done, take a picture. So those are your options. But Online, you're still ripping somebody's photograph off. Where are you going to take a photograph online and then just take credit for it? So that was the best way that I could think to get this thing done, because the gentleman who was asking for the painting didn't even have a specific point in mind.
Tarish Middle
So that
9608 says,
does that make sense?
many people say AI helps us improve our composition and other things, but I think that is bullshit as the process is very spiritual and instinctive. This is my thought.
Yeah, and I agree with you there, but I will say that you can use it to study. But if you're using it to copy it and just to say that that's your composition, that's not true. And here's the other thing. Not all AI compositions are great. They're not all great. So you can use them. I would look at it as a tool to study from. All right. And you can find what's good and what's bad in it, what you like about it, because there are some good things. Like if you took away all the, like who it's stealing from, which is bad, especially if a lot of people type in certain names of recent people and stuff. But if you just look at it as a picture, some oftentimes they're very beautiful and very well done in a certain manner, and so there is value in that. So I would study that, and then with discipline, I would apply that to your work without relying heavily on using AI. That's what I would do. Because I think if you rely on AI, you're eventually going to start holding yourself back with this stuff. Like it will get you to a certain point, but then you won't get past it
Zuriel
because
New
you'll
says,
get too lazy with it.
do you like John Martin's work?
John Martin, I don't think I know him. Let me look him up really quick. Um, John Martin. I'm assuming it's painting. I've, I might know him. Ooh, I actually do like a lot of this stuff. Just the compositions, that's very beautiful. Yeah.
Grasshopper 11275 says, AI is a tool. Like a hammer. You can't build a whole house with just a hammer.
It is. The problem is people are taking credit for the designs right now. And it's in an age where we already have digital art, you know? And so that's, everything's extremely deceptive. Like for me as an oil painter, there's certain techniques that I will look at and be like, okay, I might get an AI reference and paint it, but I make sure everybody knows this is an AI. I did not come up with it. And I'll tell the prompt that I put in, and I don't put recent names in. I just don't do that. Like I don't want to rip people off with this stuff. I put in old school names. And again, I don't know if it's ripping other people off through that. I don't know. And if it is, that is a problem. That's how I use it. Now, my views might change on this. Because I'm listening because it's everybody's extremely divided like it's a problem. But I'm looking at, okay, like this is a tool, it's going to be around. What do we do? Like what is the best thing to improve my work, right? Can this help improve my work? Not just for the moment make a better painting because I'm too lazy to do it one way. That's not it. I'm trying to think, how can I improve myself in the long run with this stuff? And I do not believe that it's good to rely on it. I don't think that. I think ideally, like I said, it's best to go plein air and to do the studies yourself. Like if somebody gave me a landscape that was local, see, I can't travel right now. I can't. Um, but if somebody gave me a local landscape, I wouldn't go off a picture. I would go out to the site and I would paint it and I would do my sketches and stuff beforehand. Um, you know, maybe go into Photoshop and do some pieces like that. But the problem is a lot of people are getting ripped off in their own work from it, you know, and other people are taking credit for it. And that's not a good thing. Or people are doing paintings and not saying that this is AI. They're taking credit for the design, which is absolutely horrible. But here's the thing, I think it hurts them as an artist to do that. Because if you get too reliant on it, you're not going to be able to come up with your compositions. And there's something about working through trying to get the right composition. Like you really have to um, think and mess up, and messing up is a huge part in painting. It's extremely important. So I would use AI to say what you like, what you don't like about it, but then you have to discipline yourself and distance yourself enough where you can actually get the work done without it. You don't need to use it in every single painting. If you want to get an idea or something from it, I think that's okay if you're stuck, but I think it's best to try to think of it on your own. That's what I currently believe. I don't recommend looking up, I don't recommend typing in current names of people, like within the last 20 years or whatever.
Grasshopper
I don't think
11275
that's right,
says, you have to
unless they
do
have
that with
consent.
photograph references too.
Yeah,
Nothing is
photographs,
as good as seeing it in person to put the feels in.
exactly. Like your work will, exactly. And plein air is the best to do that. Going out on site, sketching, doing pencil drawings and stuff. Um, doing studies of plants. It's tedious, but you're going to have more fulfillment in your work if you do that. My views might change, but that's where I stand right now. I'm just waiting and seeing the development, but they need to be. I don't think they're going to, but they should be citing where they're getting what from. Like it's so vague, and it's not AI, like AI, artificial intelligence. This is program. It's siphoning information, putting it together in a manner. It's just a program, but it's not like sentient thinking. It's just called AI. I don't know, man. It's weird. Okay. Was I working on the sky? I was getting distracted. Okay.
Tarish Middle 9608
Oh,
says,
goodness.
another question, what do you think about relation of art and money? As for many people it is a spiritual journey and some are money driven, so what is your understanding on art and money?
Um, there's, hmm, like, art and as people's versus spiritual journeys on the
Another
money
person in line
driven was
E8G
your,
says, here we go.
yeah. I mean, look, you can be driven by money and still do good art if your heart's into the
Grasshopper
art as well. I
11275 says,
would think,
tortured artists paint better. Look how good Lewis is.
yeah, I would think that the people who only do it for money would lack something in their work. That's what I would think. But you have a lot of varying factors, like how well they're trained, their skill, their potential, all that stuff. It might be what drives them to make good artwork, right? Not everybody who feels it, who's very spiritual about it, does good work. Oftentimes they do crap work. So I'm not sure how much that plays in. I really don't know that yet. These are good questions. I have to, you're asking solid questions. It's stuff that I kind of have to think about a little bit more. Everybody does things for different reasons, I think. Some people do it just for the sake of because they enjoy it, right? They like doing what they're doing. I think it's extremely important to put your heart into something because if you don't, it's going to show in the work. That's what I think. But I do believe that people who are driven by money can still put their heart into things. So it depends on the person. If they're putting their heart into something and the money too, it's like what drives the need for money? Is it to support your family? Well, that's translating to a love of family, and that could go out in your work. You're putting that love into your painting. And maybe you're thinking, okay, I better make this painting really good, and this is how I'm going to do it because I need the money to support my family. So that's another situation. It's not all cut and dry, I think. know.
Zurielmiv says, Michelangelo was forced to paint the chapel.
Yeah, he was forced to, and it's beautiful. It's like
Another person in line E8G
really damn
says,
good.
or another option. You can just commission a painter like Lewis and relax.
Yeah, just relax, right? About that. Um, but these are great questions. We've been getting really good questions recently. It's like making me use my brain. Normally we have like QFX in here saying, "What do you think about the mage?" Which it's fun talking about, but these are this is good. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that what are your beliefs with that stuff? With money? Do you think it can hurt or help, or do you think that's something that's an issue where people should just forego it? Or I'm curious to understand, your thoughts on this stuff too. It's one of those things. It's sometimes difficult to know all ends. And AI is such a huge conversation. It's constantly changing. I do think that artists who use it cheat themselves a little bit with it, um, if especially when they become too reliant. Um, but like I said, I think it can be used to you can study it, you can study certain things with it, but I will always say when I used it, and it will be a study because of it, this stuff, you know. But yeah, the best thing to do is to actually go on site with this stuff, really study things, because otherwise, it is going to appear a little bit different. I'm putting a lot of see, but I do go plein air. I haven't been in a couple years. Like I said, I'm kind of homebound. I think I'll be able to get out more in the first near future, but I have a lot of experience actually in plein air, so I'm trying to put that into this. I'm also trying to think of Corot paintings, but I'm also trying to think of like because I have an idea of how I want to paint stuff, and I've been doing that for the last several sessions. Point. So there's no references up right now. I'm just like shifting things, and that's why constantly stepping back, looking at the whole thing, trying to think of it, just all of this at once. And I took this kind of as a study as well. It is a commission, but um, in the work, you want to kind of set yourself up for painting better in the future as well. And so I took my time in this to learn a lot of things that I kind of have
Grasshopper
not so far, which
11275
really.
says, needs more of that Texas heat.
Texas what? Let's bring this down some.
Grasshopper 11275 says, heat.
Heat, heat. Oh yeah, I could have read that. Sorry.
Grasshopper 11275
Is that
says,
a shadow?
isn't it like over 90 degrees there all the time?
I don't know. I've never been to Texas. I'm sure it's pretty hot though. Is this? What is that? Is that just? Huh. Looks okay. I don't want to overdo this. Okay. I might go back up in the clouds in a little bit, but for now I'm going to go back to the land. I was working on that yesterday. Let's continue there. Let's do it. This need brush I was using for something.
Another person in line E8G says, don't want to make too much money, because it would be easier for a rich guy to walk through the eye of a needle.
But for God, all things are possible. To be honest with you, I think it's the eye of the needle thing applies to everybody. If it's possible
Tarish Middle 9608 says, I
without.
think thinking for money kills an artist from the inside, then he creates with a burden rather than joy. I think instead of taking pressure, just do it joyfully, believe in yourself, plus just don't doubt. Tarish Middle 9608 says, my view, sir.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good view. I like that. That sounds very nice. Yeah. You seem like a very passionate person with this, which is good. And that is something that is most important. That needs to switch. Actually, let me fix that. Yeah, in painting, like my teacher would always say, if you're not into your work, it's going to show all over, right? Maybe we'll go back into that. Yeah. Every painting that I
Another
do,
person in line E8G says, Lewis, have you seen the paintings people are selling on eBay? They look like crapola and are selling for hundreds, sometimes thousands.
so here's the thing. This is what I want to say. Every painting that I do, I try to improve myself in some way with it. Of course, I want to make money. I have to continue doing what I'm doing. And we talked about that. You have to uphold you have to be confident and sell your work, sell yourself in a dignified manner. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to be paid for your time. Otherwise, you can't do what you love. But every single piece that I've done, it doesn't matter if I've messed up on it, how many times I've messed up. Those mess ups, every time you mess up, you have to think, what have I learned? Because every artist needs to continuously improve. And so the people who say they're like you're talking about these people on eBay selling all this stuff, they're judging it based off success. Oh, I got this much money, I got this, I got that. All right, they got the money, they got what they wanted, but are they getting better? They're not getting better. But guess what? I don't need to concern myself with them. I don't really care. If that's what they want to do, is it right? I don't think so, but I'm not the one doing it. And so I'm not the one
Another
who has
person
to
in
live
line
with that.
E8G says, crazy fact, they get small earthquakes in Dallas, Texas.
So the way that I look at it, I say, this artist, if they want to go and use these tools and do it this way and whatever, and go for it, fine. But they're going to be cheating themselves in a certain way. Like these people who are taking shortcuts to get this or get that, they're going to be cheating themselves. They're not going to be learning and they're not going to be improving, you know? And I don't wish for that to happen. I'm just saying this is how it is. Like you have to be practical in your work. And so, there's ways of going about it, I think. Like I said, going back to the AI, I do believe you can learn from it. Um, but what I see is people becoming dependent on it and then taking shortcuts and working that into daily routine, and that is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. And it's not good to rip other people's work off either, which is happening at a large scale. That's a bad thing. And consequently, people are up in arms about it. And I don't blame them for that. I mean, this is the natural progression of things. Unless something happens, the AI is not going away. It's just not. It's going to be here, as frustrating as it is. That's why, man, I just wish they would freaking cite what they were doing. There needs to be a little bit more clarity with that. That is something majorly important that's totally overlooked, I think. Boy, what you doing? Here, I'll help you. I got you, baby. Here, oh, let me give them some food really quick and then I'll continue with this. Get this thing going. I'll give you food 1 second. Andrew Tischler had a good video on AI. I really liked it. He's adamantly against it. He refuses to use any of it. Here we go. Here you go, baby. You got it? Oh, that I don't want to throw out. I think there's a fault line in Texas, though, isn't there? I think there's one that actually goes right through the middle of the country.
Grasshopper 11275 says. And lots of tornadoes.
Lots of tornadoes. Yeah. Hmm.
Another person in line E8G says. Yup, there's no rules right now, you can really do anything. Not OCA says.
Okay.
Sup baby girl.
Stupid man.
Tarish Middle 9608 says.
Arish.
Thanks for your time and learning sir. Good night sir.
Hey, take
Not
care,
OCA
Tarsh.
says.
Good
You have
questions,
fun
man.
last night.
I actually did. Um, I'm geared up pretty much, and Xerxes and I went in, did 2 games of twos just to break the ice, I guess. And the first game went up against the shaman Shaman, Resto Shaman, Windwalker Monk. I was dead within a second. I was like, what? I had everything except for back, rings, and neck. That's it. I need to have the rings and neck made. I have that, the mats and everything for it. Um, and then I just need enough honor for a back piece. Fine. But I died really fast. Second game, solid win against Demon Hunter, Disc Priest. Disc Priest was doing more damage than the Demon Hunter was. It was insane. He was good too. He was uh, deathing, fading, all that stuff. A little bit rusty, but we'll get it back quick. Looked up a guide. Aegis did a guide that was like an hour and a half long, and I'm watching the whole thing, and I'm going to learn it on Frost Mage. But yeah, did epics and lucked out. Did well in the epics. Did one battleground regular, and I was like, I'm a liability because I
Not
didn't have any
OCA
gear, so I didn't
says.
do it.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then did a couple comp stomps, not too many, but basically did Slayer Rise quests and stuff. And then I was up to 6,500 in no time, and then Zerx hopped on, and yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, it went way faster than I thought it would. It was extremely productive, Oka. You would have been proud. You would have been proud. Okay. I wanted to break that up just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I had a good time. What is going on with this? Is this, oh my gosh, this was actually fine. It was just, is that overmodeled? That is just incorrect. Okay. Let's do this.
Jeff Yaltavosk 6278
Jeffrey, my
says.
dear boy.
Hi master, just had a panic attack so came here to relax.
You okay, man? All right. Well, you have come to the right place, Jeffrey, my dear boy. My dear boy Jeffrey, Livingston the
Grasshopper
Fourth.
11275 says. Hugs are best for panic attacks. Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says. So, I threw up, but it'll be okay. How are you master?
Doing good, man. Thank you. Still kicking. Flipping over that same thing. All right. Let's work this up, son. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be interesting, man. You guys running yet? You're laying low. Where's the stuff? Take this horns. I'm going to redo these horns here. Redo that area. This.
Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says. Why do you still use bristle brush for tiny details?
Because you can use the bristles to make those details. It depends on how I push the brush up against the palette. So like sometimes you'll see me, I'll show you in a second. Let me give Dad this. She goes quicker. Here, boy. Boy. Let's see here, actually. I was throwing the fruit rinds and the peels in the trash, which
Not
attracted
OCA
fruit
says.
flies, and it would just.
Clonazepam works great.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, there was a mess in here. Oh, here, let me show you before I peel this. So, Jeff, when you're painting, it depends on what brush you're using. But like you can use it in many different ways to get various effects. And most people when they paint, they'll just take the brush like this and paint like this. But you can take the brush here and push into it like that. But also, and like I would find if I'm trying to do this type of detail, which you can do, like this stuff here, this brush is a little bit more fanned right here. So if you can tell. It's not much because I
Another
really
person in line
shape it.
E8G says. Jeff was up home.
But here's what I do.
Another person in line E8G says. Skillet. Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says. Medication I think, clonazepam, I use sertraline.
Oh, it's medication. Okay. Okay, look here. I take the brush like this and I'll fan it out and then leave it like this. And so then you have the hairs and you can make like grass marks with it like that. And you can push in like that, or you can do this thing where I'm not going to do it on the painting, but you can take it here and go like that, just dab it like that, and the upper edge will create grass. You can do all sorts of things with it, but you experiment, and it depends on how much paint you have as well. It's extremely sensitive to that. I find going the smaller brush, I like, and this type of detail down here. Let's see. Look, this brush, and let's
Not
put some of that
OCA
detail around
says.
here.
Going to do some PvE stuff, take care baby girl.
Okay, I'll see you, buddy. All right, here. Okay. Notice how I'm pressing. I hope you're watching because this is actually very good. Here. Get it on the tips. Fan it out. This. Squint. You can get the edge of the grass. Do you see what's happening? Little pieces in here. And then you can use the edge to shape. You can pull it like this to make grass effects. You see? So there's a lot you can do with it. right? And you can go in with the darks too and shape it that way. But if I want, I can thin it out so it's very thin and make these lines, these grass lines like that, right? So you can shape it and it'll hold the shape. That's my point. It's here. Keeps on falling. But that's how I would go about doing that.
Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says, I hate the voice reader.
You can always take it off for a while if you guys want. It doesn't matter. Like for you guys, I can take it off so that y'all can't hear.
Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says, can't say Pippi. Grasshopper 11275 says, you gotta spell it wrong. Penis. Jeff Yaltavosk
Grasshopper
6278
knows.
says, penis.
There you go. He's teaching you. See, the women all know this stuff. Take these horns out, actually.
Grasshopper 11275 says, always here to help.
Thanks, Grasshopper. It's actually pretty funny.
Jeff Yaltavosk
That doesn't look good.
6278 says, thanks, finally, thanks Master Lewis of Small Penis.
Son of a bitch. A little bit better. That.
Grasshopper 11275 says, my work here is done.
That doesn't look good. I might go back into that later. Okay, that. That's what I wanted to do. What was I using for that? Let's use this.
Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says, sh long.
Are you trying to say schlong?
Windy City 1828 says, hiya, hope your day is going well.
Windy City is going great. Thank you. How's yours?
Windy City 1828 says, well, it's coming to the end of our day here. Jeff Yaltavosk 6278 says,
You
Mester, give me a hug.
I'm not giving you a hug. You're saying that because of what Grasshopper said? I'll headbutt you. That might help. Give you a hug. Give me a hug. Master, please. Jeff's lying there in a puddle of his own blood. Give me a hug.
Grasshopper 11275 says. Hugs make oxytocin. Jeff Yaltavos
Sounds
6278 says. I just feel sad.
Go to church. Told you to go to church. Know about that. I'd give you a high five. I'd give you a little butt slap. Say a little that a boy.
Jeff Yaltavos
Keep moving.
6278 says. Come on LOL.
I just want a hug. Oh, funny. Jeff, just hang out here, man. So you're depressed because you haven't been in here recently. You need this stream. What do I have to gain from it? Really, honestly, what do I have to gain? All y'all do is make fun of me for being gay, which I'm not, and make fun of my penis for some reason. You doing all right, boy? Yeah? Literally. Which, by the way,
Another
Jeffrey,
person in line E8G says. Also you can hide a blade inside a bristle brush.
you can't. Can you? Let's try it. Cut your canvas. There it is. Oh, wait. This. And I started showing Jeffrey, my dear boy, Livingston, the fourth. The technique. Feed the goat. This. Let's see. Jeff, when I'm sad or depressed, you know what helps? Comedy. Try it. Look up something that's goofy. All right? It's non-political, it's just like it gets your head out of everything. It's just funny, something funny. It used to be for me watching Conan O'Brien skits. Um, what's his name? Conan O'Brien and
Windy City
Shalinsky,
1828
David
says.
Shalinsky, or what was his name?
My granddad used to keep a razor blade in the cap he used to wear. True.
It's always good to have a blade on you. I'm serious, but you got to be careful, obviously. It's always good to have a blade on you. What's this thing? There. All right, my boy. Here,
Grasshopper
babe.
11275 says.
Ooh.
Watching Gordon Ramsay yell at people on MasterChef makes me feel better.
Easy. No,
And
no, don't
hugs.
squeeze. Dead. Here. Here, you want these? Look. Here, take them. You got it? Don't drop it. Don't drop it. You got it? Hold. Got it? Hold on to it. Good. Start squeezing them. Let's see, Jeff.
Windy City
Jordan
1828
Shalansky.
says. I love this stream as apart from the beautiful art the chat is so different.
Yes, it is. You know, my mom always she says I attract the weirdest people, and I do. Because everybody on the stream is pretty weird. I guess I can see that. That's a good sign, but real life it happens too. It's the characters, stuff that happens, man. Okay, Dad. More for you, boy. Here. Ready?
Grasshopper
Here, hold your hand out.
11275 says.
Got it?
I am not weird, I am Canadian.
Are you Canadian? I didn't know you were Canadian. Maybe I did know that. I'm sorry, by the way.
Windy City 1828 says, I am not weird, I'm British.
Ah, yeah. No, I know you're British. Good. All right, so the flowers in the background are a little bit too uniform, so I need to break them up with a little bit of variation via the land. Okay, Jeffrey, my dear boy, Jordan Shalansky, Conan O'Brien. It is hilarious. Jordan Shalansky is freaking hilarious, that guy. Watch that. I do actually, aside from how I mess with you, I do care about you and I do want you to be doing well. Um, so that's one of the things I used to watch when I would be depressed or upset about something.
Grasshopper 11275 says, it kind of looks like not all the grass clumps are reflected in the water at the farthest away / middle parts.
Oh, this right here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to work on that. I think, right? Talking about. But sometimes reflections, like, I mean, unless it's extremely clear, it's not totally like that. So,
Grasshopper 11275 says, yes.
yeah, we'll get it. We will get it.
Another person in line E8G says, Jeff, how much longer you got to graduate?
It's not working.
Windy City 1828 says, has your art been on show, say in local museums, cafes, schools?
No, no. And I'm very obscure right now. Very obscure. I've been, like I said, look, I'm not saying like I should, there's probably things I could be doing better. Um, but currently I'm just so bound to being at home taking care of my dad and my mom that it's been very hard for me to think about like myself and my art and this and that. Like I come in here and I'm just trying to get done what I need to get done. But that's not to say that, I shouldn't be reaching out to these places. I just haven't. But I think because I'm so distracted right now, it's extremely hard to I'm not a good I'm not naturally a good businessman. I can be, but when you're producing, like this is what I do. I come in here, I put everything into this. I need to make the product. So it's hard when you don't have enough time to do this because you need to take time to do the marketing and to get out. And I just haven't done it, can't do it,
Windy
haven't done
City
it, whatever.
1828
So
says, parents come first, you're doing a great job.
yeah, and
Another person in line
that's how I look
E8G
at it right
says,
now. So
Jeff, have you been able to sell any paintings yet?
we'll get it. It's just like, yeah, and you're Wendy say you're absolutely right. The thing is, you know, I want Dad to be around another 10 years. Whether he is or isn't, it's not up to me. I don't know, but I know I'm doing the right thing, and I get you have like I'm putting things on the back burner for myself, and I'm not going to regret that. Um, but that's not to say that there's not things that I can't do, right? So I don't want to say that it's their fault. I don't want to come out sounding that way. I think I can be doing better. But being honest with you, I'm really tired. I'm really worn out. So, like taking on another task to try to get myself out, I don't know how to do that. Number one, I'm not good at
Another
that. Some
person
people
in line
are,
E8G
but
says,
I'm like, I don't
yup,
know.
I'm the only normal person here.
Yeah, you are the only normal person. Anyway, it's a lot. It's all good. Not going to regret it though, ever. I enjoy taking care of my dad. I really do. He's fun. We joke around. I joke around. He just sits there and attacks me half the time. But we have a good time. I do.
Grasshopper 11275 says, you are doing good. People
Yeah.
work lots so they can afford to do things they want to, like take care of their parents.
Yeah, you got to take care. You have to. If I okay, if I wasn't taking care of my dad, because I was like, well, I need to do my work and I need to focus on myself and I need to do this, I need to do that, and I get the life that I want, I don't think I'd feel good about myself. Especially, I think it would hit me when he died. You know, that's what I think. I think that I'd be like, you know what, I messed up, and now I can't go back. That's what I think. I mean, I'm able to do it, so like I don't have an excuse. That's
Windy
what
City
this missing
1828
atmosphere
says,
around the.
it's a role reversal now. Parents
It
bought
is.
you up and it's only right in my opinion to return the gratitude.
That's very. That's good to hear you say that because there are a lot of people here. They might believe it, but they don't live it, and it's very disheartening. Um, but it is funny because my mom will. What was it the other day? She was doing something. She was acting a little bit quirky. I forgot what it was. Yeah, she was, and I think she has a point. She was saying, because she heard a weather alert, tornado warning, and she was a little bit panicked over it, right? I said, we're going to be fine. Don't worry. Things happen. They put these things out. Fine. We were. But later on, I'm upstairs in the kitchen. I have Dad, he's sitting, he has like an apron on, we put an apron on him and he's just eating his food and this and that. And Mom's there and she's like, yeah, I was looking like, I was watching the birds. And I said, you've been saying watching the birds. She says, yeah, because they know if something's happening. I said, probably something to that, but it was funny because, she's like making that excuse. And then I look at Dad and Dad picks Mom's glasses up to start eating them. I was like, no, I took, so it's just, it's, it's that circus at home now. It's like, I do feel like I'm the parent. It's really funny. Sometimes, I'll be, like dad will be trying to put three hats on, and I'll see mom go, and she'll like run into a chair or something. And like the other day, I don't know why she's trying to clean up the cabinets up top, but literally like this high, I can reach it easily. I'm just like this. She gets on a chair and she's standing on the edge, and I'm there for her so she doesn't need that. And I said, "What the hell are you doing? You're gonna fall." She's like, "No, I can get this," and I understand. It's good. She wants to do as much as she can. She's so capable, but it's not smart, and it pisses me off when I'm there. So I went like a child. I took her under the arms. I set her down, and I just went and just wiped it off. I said, "Next time, ask me to do it." So it's that's how it is right now. It's nuts, man. And I'm not coming. Look, I'm probably going to be the same way when the day comes. That's what happens. You get older, and then it's just how it is. This is horribly done, by the way. Let's fix this. This is just like I became retarded and lived that
Windy
out
City
for a while.
1828 says, "You're a good soul."
Sometimes I am. Sometimes I am, and most of the times it feels like I'm not. But, but we try. We try our best. But it is funny. And that's the thing. Look, Jeff, if you're still there, if Jeff's still there, one of the best things, I think I'm saying this seriously, but one of the reasons why, and I'm getting back into the video work I was filming earlier today. I'm going to get a video out, finally. But I make them goofy and stupid because people need to laugh and chill. And that's one of the best ways to snap out of depression. And because it is hard losing your dad like this. But in my mind, I haven't lost him. Like, I'm really not just saying that. Like, he's 100% there. It's just his mind's messed up. That's how I look at it. Other people will say he's gone. And that is hard because when it's within your family, there's a lot that you're having to struggle with in addition to daily life for everybody is extremely difficult. And so it's just an added thing that you have to learn to overcome. So how do you deal with that? So my thing is the mentality you have to try to be positive, but laughter is what puts things into perspective. You can still laugh, right? Laugh. There are funny things. Like look at him. Look at him. Look at this guy. He's funny. Right, boy? Yeah, he says, right, boy, right here, baby. Ready? Yeah. Here. So normally he grabs my hand. He didn't that time. But anyway, he's fun. But Jeff, if you're there, dude, watch Conan or something that you enjoy watching. That makes you laugh. You just have to like be as goofy as you possibly can. I'm not saying ignore your emotions and just repress. I'm not saying that. But you gotta put it into perspective, man.
Windy
Oh,
City
it's not
1828
lost. It's
says,
not lost.
exactly.
Yeah, gotta chill. You gotta chill out. People need to relax, man. And it's important to be able to laugh at yourself too. I mean, you can't take yourself too serious, and um, and you don't want to like belittle people, but like my mom and I laugh at her sometimes, but not in a demeaning way. What was it? She said the other day, I wake up in the morning because I'm living in taking care of them. The first thing I hear from the other room is "Good morning, Lewis," and it was the creepiest thing that I've heard her. And I started laughing. I said that was the creepiest. And then later she said, um, she says there's bugs in the trash can because I emptied the bird feeder out because there were lots of bugs. I emptied them in the trash can, but I think they'll stay there. So I said, I'm taking the trash out. She says, no, it's fine. They'll stay there. And I didn't try to argue. I just went up and started changing it or, zipping the garbage bag up to take it out 'cause I'm not going to take the risk of having bugs in the trash can that she brought from outside and then them infesting the kitchen and us having to deal with that and hearing about it for the next month or two.
Grasshopper
But I didn't explain
11275
that. I
says,
started zipping it
a
up.
bowl of vinegar with cling film over the top with a couple holes poked in will take care of fruit flies.
Really?
Windy City
Screenshot that.
1828 says, listening to you is making me laugh.
So anyway, what happened? Good. I'm glad. So that's honestly, I try to make people, smile. But I wait a second. Did that even take the picture? Okay. Anyway, so then as I'm zipping it up, I hear one last. It's kind of like the death throw of the conversation with her. She's in the other room. She's like, you don't need to throw them out. I think they're happy. Just like you're talking
Grasshopper
about,
11275
you're talking
says,
about ants.
if you don't have vinegar, wine works too.
Wine does. We have plenty of wine. Trust me, Mom has plenty of wine. I know that. She drinks every night. But yeah, so it was, and that's the thing. I'm like, I've gotten to the point where I don't even argue. I just go and do it. That's an important lesson I've learned in life too. Just get it
Grasshopper
done, man.
11275 says, I'm very glad you have wine, haha.
We have a lot of wine. I don't really drink the wine though. I don't really drink a lot right now, but when I do, it's more of, what I love is good scotch or whiskey. Yeah, but I don't really drink that much right now because I like to be able to feel it. And wine, I have to drink a couple glasses for it, and I don't want to drink a lot. So I never really feel it with wine, but with whiskey, I can have like one drink doesn't. If I have about two, I start feeling something, which is nice. But the thing is, I don't really drink a lot because I need my strength right now. So it is what it is. Soften this. Soft look. Work these edges. Anyway, but yeah, it's like, it's a circus. It's absolute circus. So, like I have to, that's happening. And then dad, half the time, he's like taking his shoe off or something, throwing it across the room. Like sometimes I'll be in the den and he'll just throw peanuts at me that I gave him to eat. He'll just be like eating them and staring at me, and then he'll just like throw one at me. It'll hit me in my face or something. This messes with me. It's crazy. Look at him, you know. So you can handle it, like laugh at things, right? So I remember when this stuff started happening, I would have nightmares every night over it. But I was also handling it the same way, but you still have them because I guess when you dream about things, it's like, all right, you wake up, you're like, I have some problems, but what are you going to do? I guess I handled them when I was, literally having nightmares about it every single evening for a couple of years. But that time has passed, right? Now, my dreams about him are more of
Grasshopper 11275
I'm
says,
watching him so he doesn't fall.
honestly,
That's
he
weird.
looks like he hasn't declined any in the last year.
Yeah, because we take
He's
care of him.
doing really good.
Yeah, he is. Take care of him. Get him out and move him. Because, a lot of people, they're like, oh, he's getting old. Don't move him. But you have to move. Otherwise, you lose it. Just how it is. This is not working. Let me take. Oh, wait. I think I have an idea of what to do. Take this. This will actually look better if I take this down some. Ah. Oh, but he's fun. We have a good and he enjoys being out. I know he does. Do hope Jeff is doing okay. stuff. If you make it through it, which he should, he will, it does make you more resilient. And sometimes you need to go through that stuff. It's unfortunate. Is that what I want? Probably not. It's looking a little bit better. Uh, art side of this, I'm treating this like I treat my portraits and my drawings, where you have the big shapes and you break them down and you constantly fix and correct, paint and repaint. You do it right, it should pay off, but you do it in the interest of the entire painting. So I'm looking at this as I'm doing that. I need to flip it. Been looking at it this way for too long. How was it anyway? Oh, I need to get you first. Wait, did I give you? No, here. Here we go. Here, Dad. Eat this, boy. You got that? Here. There's that too. Don't drop it. That was smart. Grip the side that I was painting. So smart. Just great. Just love it.
Another person in line E8G says, "Hi guys, had a call for work, did you miss me?"
Somebody say yes, please. Didn't even know you were gone. Jeff, where are you, Jeff? Better be watching Conan. Probably watching porn or something and crying. Just kick him while he's down. Jeff, where are you? Don't watch porn. Don't do it. Dad says why.
Grasshopper
Say why.
11275 says, "How about some Dennis Leary cure for cancer?"
Dennis Leary is pretty funny too. He's freaking hilarious.
Grasshopper 11275 says, "Or George Carlin, that stuff is good for keeping life in perspective."
I don't know who that is. Dang it! There was a shadow going across. That totally changes how that's okay. That actually works. I was wondering, I was like, why is that not as light as it should? This actually helps. See better now. I'm glad I figured that out, but it would have helped if I figured it out a little bit sooner. Okay, that's actually fine. That's so I need to fix. There's a smudge right here. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, y'all can see it. Sorry. I know this camera right there is almost blocking, but it's not quite yet. This piece. I'm not going to go over there. What the hell is going on with this? Good. That doesn't matter. Whatever. What's this here?
QFX says, how's Emerald Cream's biggest juicer today?
Doing just great. Absolutely freaking wonderful. Right, boy? Bash, he says. He says bash. How are you doing? What are you doing anyway? Huh? Time to feed the goat. Food. All right, boy. Just feed you some food. Doing all right? Doing okay? Good.
QFX says, I watched some Jamil made shenanigans yesterday. I don't even know why you don't like it. It still looks to me like the by far best caster.
Um, I don't dislike it so much. I think I think it'll be I'm having a little bit more fun with it. What I don't like is it's small things. It's just the mobility is a little bit low right now. That's all to how it was. You just have displacement. Um, if they brought back displacement or a blast wave, I would be happy. And reduce the shimmer cooldown by a couple seconds, like it used to be. They increased shimmer by like 5 seconds, and it just doesn't feel good. That's all. Now, if
QFX
you're,
says. He also messed with fire, there's random hits for 130k in there, which seems nuts.
I don't care about tuning because tuning comes and goes. I care about the gameplay. Because if I care about tuning, last season I wouldn't have gone Frost Mage, and you know that. Frost Mage was not good in twos. Everybody was saying that. All of the people you watch was saying it. They weren't playing Frost Mage. They were playing Arcane or Fire. I don't care about tuning like that. That's not what makes me play class. But I don't dislike the mage. I just think it needs just tweak the mobility a little bit. That's it. It's doable. And here's the thing, like I'm good enough to make it work, so I'm not concerned. We hopped in arena last night and we did decent. Got geared up. Ready? Wait 1 second. Let me afford some.
QFX says. Frost also looked good to me, guess you've not played other casters St.
No, because I have not been playing a lot because I've been putting it off. Um, Frost should be the best of the three specs in terms of how fun it is. It's the most complex. Fire hits pretty hard. Arcane, I think, currently is the weakest. I'm gonna do all three of them though this time. Here, come here. Yeah, I'll do all of them. It's all good. It's just,
QFX says.
I mean, we'll see.
Casters like Shadow just get trained all day without any mobility.
Yeah, but they also make them much more tanky, and that's why I like they're tankier than mages. Granted, a good mage can last longer than one who isn't. I think mage is extremely difficult to pull off. So like on the higher end, they're going to be more powerful than on the lower end of the
QFX
player base.
says. What do even dislike about Ray? That shit is nuts.
Ray of Frost. Um, I don't like having all my look when you can get that off. If it's
QFX
not
says. Yes.
if it's not faded, if it's not shadow melded, if you're not stunned, if it's not interrupted, these are the things you have to get out in arena. Okay? If none of that happens, it hits quite nicely. But I'd prefer more sustained damage, which they're doing. So they're nerfing Ray of Frost significantly for the next patch, whenever that's going to be. The problem with that is that they put the Apex talents in the Ray, and so now the Apex talents, it's just poor design. So it's like they might as well go into something else. But some people like Ray. I mean, and you can still pull that off, but it's I prefer. I don't know. I just don't like having everything in Ray. In PvP, it's extremely hard to pull off. Now, if you can get a stun off or whatever, and like you can place it. I killed somebody with Ray last night. Like the lower end PvP, it's awesome because people don't kick or shadow meld. They waste their kick on something else. You just set up and then you kill them. You know. But when you get a little bit
QFX
higher,
says.
it's harder to pull
I
off.
saw they actually didn't remove avatar for arms lol only the root removal.
Oh, really? Arms still need some love. It's just that the class design. Okay, so they've redesigned the classes so much that they just need to keep on fine tuning things, like whether it's going to be the damage or like how things play off each other, because like they've simplified things, but they haven't refined it yet. So everything's a little bit awkward. QFX, it just seems a little bit clunkier to play is all. That's the best way I can describe it. Everything was fluid before. With all the, not just mage, like a lot of the classes were just a little bit more fluid to play. The gameplay was better, but I think they tried to oversimplify things for people because they think people are actually retarded. That's what I think. And one of the things I
QFX
like about
says,
classes is the
the whole
complexity.
ARMS class forum is bitchin' XD apparently Fury is better, but Fury isn't really supposed to be the PvP spec.
Fury currently has more damage than Arms. Arms has more utility. They're going to fix it. They always do. A lot of people play Warrior. They're going to fix it. They'll probably keep on reworking things. They're look, they're
Grasshopper
reworking stuff.
11275 says, forums aren't for information. Forums are for rage baiting.
Yeah. I mean, look, like if
QFX says, Fury has a weird build-up for Mortal Strike. It takes like 30 seconds for full MS, and if you switch target you start back at 0.
that's what I'm talking about. It's poor design. Like you're complaining about things that I'm complaining about with Mage, and I don't begrudge you for it. I mean, you're right. Like that's my point. They're making stupid design decisions. They are. It's not that you hate everything about the class. You're just like, this could be better. Why the hell are they doing this? That's it. That's all I'm saying. Now, there's some people who like the changes. Fine. I don't care. Who cares? But you ask me my opinion, like with the mage, I'll tell you, the mobility, I don't like what they've done. It feels slow and clunky. Oh, but it's viable. It kills people. Oh, it's tuning. You can't base things off tuning. I don't like. I'm not talking about numbers. I'm talking about how it feels to move and play things. Now, having said that, enough time has passed where I think that I can fine tune what I know about it. And when you do that, it is more fun to play. Once you get a rotation, know how to push that damage out, that's when it gets good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
QFX says, I generally like the button bloat gutting. If I could just hold one button for full rotation I would. Arena has enough other shit to look at than rotation.
But here's the thing. They already put the one button rotation in. So why do you need to go through and simplify every other spell and merge everything all into other like one button rotations, like mini one? Why? Oh, it's too complicated? Then have somebody do the one button rotation. You have that in the game. You know, I'm fine for pruning. I've said it a million times. I think they overdid it with a lot of classes. How you judge if something's good is how hard they got
QFX
hit.
says, cause no one uses the rotation it's like 20% less damage.
Well, then fix that so that it's not 20% less. If you want if you want the game to be easier, then do that. Don't ruin the entire rotation for everybody because of that. This is my point. Like, why would, it's simple problem solving. Just like with your warrior, like you want to, um, you know, you want it to feel good to press what you press. You know, it's like that's how it is. It's it's not that hard. You know, so it's the gameplay. Oh, but it hits hard. It hits hard. And one day it's not going to hit hard. The gameplay is going to suck. Like, it's not a good thing when your class relies solely on tuning for it to be actually fun. Being viable, I get it, but being fun to play, if it's only tuning, some people that's what they gravitate towards. I'm not a flavor of the month guy. Like I duke it out when my class sucks because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I am. Some people they follow it. They say, "Oh well, it's viable. Oh, why are you complaining? It's so strong." Yeah, because Blizzard has it tuned right now. Wait until they nerf
QFX
it.
says,
Then what
the
are you gonna
thing is
say?
I saw Mage now, not in TWW, so I don't have the comparison. Gutting mobility always feels terrible.
Yeah, that's it. Look, and like you said, you have the priest who isn't mobile. You have warlock who isn't mobile, but they hit like trucks and they're able to take a hit. So that's their thing. And they wanted to make mage more like that, but mage isn't like that. Like people played it because it had utility that made them mobile. They could use that in creative ways, and they took a lot of it away. Now it still has some more than the other
Grasshopper
classes, but it doesn't
11275
have what it
says,
used to.
no one has full conquest gear yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but I'm just saying how it feels to actually play the class outside of the damage. Like how's it feel to press the buttons you have to press? That type of stuff. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's fine. Um, because look, if it's fun to press, then tuning comes in after. You tune it, and then it's viable or it's not viable, but can you make it work? Is it still fun to play? Frost Mage was horrible in Arena all last season. Hardly anybody played it. Everybody was playing Fire and Arcane. Everybody. Nobody was playing Frost Mage. But I played because I enjoyed it. I liked the gameplay. It was fun. Zerg's Druid wasn't good in Arena either. It was absolutely horrible. Our comp was extremely difficult, but we played it because it was fun. And if we were better, obviously we could have gotten higher, but I mean, we played really damn good. In our comp, we were probably among the top, I'm
QFX
guessing top
says,
20 in
oh
North
Euro
America.
Druid is Tross tier again unfortunately.
I know it is, but here's the thing. In twos, it has the potential because of how we play it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he and I stick with it even when our classes aren't good. So right now the mage can hit decent, right? You still have to play it. It's still very hard to play. And you're watching the best people in the world play it. So you have a different idea of how most people play. Like most people can't do what they do. So you're seeing this OP side of things. These guys, man, they're solid. But
QFX
it's
says,
hard to do that.
yeah, the CC is crazy, but healing power-wise Rodruid and Shaman seem behind.
They're behind. But Zerx plays different. Zerx and I play a setup comp. Zerx places his damage, and if he's doing a good job, he'll tell me when he's doing it, and I'll help set up for it. And so oftentimes, like, we'll win fights where we've been out damaged. That happens a lot of the time. Um, it's about timing and placement and utility. That's how we play. A lot of preventative damage, lots of CCs during their bursts, that type of stuff, right? Um, so a lot of the stuff that they're going off of is solo shuffle. That's what they're going. It used to be threes, but now it's solo shuffle. Everybody's judging off that, right? But they're not talking about twos. So, I'm not concerned. I think we're going to do pretty good because also last season, I think it was much harder for us last season than it is this season, and we learned so much from it. We really excelled. Like both he and I gained so much experience playing last season. And QFX, I'll give you an example with the mage thing. Um, when I was leveling, I kept on getting attacked by all sorts of like by my counters, by Death Knights. Unholy, this is before they got nerfed. Um, Sub Rogue, one of the best in the game, that class. Sub. Paladins are pretty solid, Rets. And mages. All of and Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest was hitting like a freaking truck. They all attacked me in the world, every single one of these classes, and I demolished them, even the Frost Mages. And Frost Mage, because they're hard to play, and people were making mistakes that you don't see in the 18 and 1900s, at least from last season in Arena, right? So my point is, you watching these streams, there's nothing wrong with the streams, but most people in the game don't play that way. And you can feel it when you're in World PvP. World PvP is extremely easy. You'll come across very good players, but it's not like Arena. And my arena is not like the rank ones, which you guys watch. That's a whole different game. That's so few people in this world can do that. So you can't judge off that is what I'm saying. You can't. That's not how people play. Look at that. See, that brush actually makes a really nice mark. I knew it was the wrong brush. That's the sky brush, which the value is a little bit lighter, but let's see if I can do the same thing with this, placing it on its side. It's a little bit different, but I can still make the same effect. Or similar effect.
QFX says, they brought DK back a bit, buff on 30% melee damage and stuff, Unholy is a lot ranged and minions though.
They reduced all damage by 20%, or they are going to. But they're still going to be amazing. And Blood Death Knights are insane, by the way. And Guardian Druids. Okay? They're solid. But here's the thing. It's not
QFX
it's
says,
not always going to be that way.
yeah, after that they buff on melee by 30%. QFX says,
Yeah.
buffed.
Yeah. But I mean, look, when has Blizzard ever gotten tuning right? When? You know? By the way, marksman hunters are insane. They're back to the like you can't interrupt them and it's just automatic damage that they're taking out of you. It's insane what they do.
QFX says, 13 years a jokes D.
Wait, what'd you say? That I can read it. 1 second. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, they can't. You're right. That's why I'm saying you don't want to rely on tuning. You need to rely on what's kept people in is the gameplay. Tuning's tuning. I mean, yeah, and they don't do that right. That's right. Let me I'll leave that there for now.
QFX says, now they have like 4 picks that overperform like crazy and the rest either deals with it, switches to FOTM or to PvE XD.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And they'll keep on switching it up, right? I mean, and they'll be making crazy passes sometimes that don't make sense and people are like, what the hell? I mean, this is how they are. That's why you don't want to put your apples into the basket of what's tuned right, you know? You need to pick what feels good to play. That's my thing. Like tuning again, tuning and gameplay are two separate things. Those are two things. And so I always go towards the gameplay. What do I enjoy playing? What is it that feels good? What's smooth? There gameplay is much smoother than other games. It's more fluid, right? And that's my biggest complaint so far with the tuning for a lot of the classes. And people have said this. It feels clunky and slow. They feel like they've lost a lot. And I just feel like it was very unnecessary that that happened the way that it did. You know, I mean, I've told you this before. Let's shave that down slightly.
QFX says. Yeah, I heard people say that, watched some ELE and one there said that too.
Yeah, and that's my point. But here's the thing: I'll play it because my friends are playing, and I'm still having fun. Okay, but I think it could be much better than it is. I think it was very unnecessary that they did that. Having said that, I'm watching Aegis. You know who Aegis is, right? Came out with an extremely comprehensive video on Frost Mage. It's an hour and a half long, and I'm in the process of watching it right now. And that type of stuff, the more knowledge you have, if you're able to find the nuances and figure out things that you like that work in the class like he does, you enjoy it more. So I think once I learn that stuff, I'll start enjoying the class more, maybe.
QFX says. They also say the expansion feels like a patch to TWWD. QFX says. XD.
I can see that. I Okay, I personally believe that they did a very good job this expansion. I see what they're trying to do. One of the things that's holding them back are the bugs because they're not given enough time. I think they're being poorly managed right now because they're trying to give out such a quick, like so much content, right? They're trying to keep up with this almost impossible deadline. I think that's what's happening. Um, with Sorry, I lost my train of thought here because I'm trying to figure out what to do with this. I think the questing is very good with how it's designed. There's a movement of riding instead of flying. And I think a lot of people are really finding it a lot of fun doing it because it is beautifully designed. They did a very good job with this expansion. Very good job. Um, I'll tell you what I don't like. There's some elements of storytelling in there that is not good. I think it's like in one or two of the zones is annoying. It's not quite there, but a lot of the quests were much more old school, which was nice. So if it feels like it's kind of getting the feeling back of it being the game we used to know, which is good.
QFX
I think
says.
they're on the right track.
They got 2 years to work on this LOL. It's not like they're doing anything beside the expansion releases.
I mean, look, I think I think they're I think they're doing a good job personally. I really do. Like I think they're doing a very good job. I think they're and I agree with you though. I think that they should be doing better with this stuff, but they're on the right track. They took away the capability in add-ons to essentially prevent Blizzard from designing the game how they want it to be, which is good. And I think that's one of
QFX
the reasons
says.
why the classes got hit
Yeah,
so hard.
campaign is messy, and that villain is just annoying.
Yeah.
Windy City 1828 says. Thanks for streaming. I'm off to the fish and chip shop for my tea Cheerio.
All right, Wendy C. I'll see you. Sorry it got so nerdy here. You have fun with your chip and fish and chips. But anyway, yeah. Like it could be better, but You know, it's just a game. It's just a stupid game. Like, I think they're doing a better job than they were in the past, honestly. I mean, don't you think so? Don't you think they're doing like, I mean, I don't know. I think they're I can tell that they're genuinely look, they made a PvP zone that's actually pretty damn good. They've not done that in years. They're actually paying attention to people now, which is good for the most part, I think. They're trying to. Doesn't always feel like it, but I think they're messing up a lot, but they're also I really do see an effort there where I didn't before, if I'm being honest. That's what I'm saying. But I do think that part of the reason why the um Dad, what are you doing, boy? What are you doing? Are you exercising? You got that chair, huh? Whoops. How are you? You doing okay? You want to keep lifting that? I don't know, man.
QFX
It is
says.
fun.
He pulling a Brian with the chair.
Yeah. Try to hit me. Sidestep grab. Take it from him. What are you gonna do? What are you doing, boy? Time is it? Let me sit for a second. I'm pretty tired, man. Hey,
QFX
babe.
says. Did you even mess with housing? That shit kinda died fast.
No. No, I haven't. I might later, but that is something where it's like the idea of it is better than what they've instituted. Housing, you think, okay, I'm in an MMO, I'm going to go out in the world and just find a place and call it my home, and that's my hideout. And like, it's like savage. But you're still an open world. But all it is just an instance where you're building stuff. You can't walk to that place in the world. You have to, you zone into it. It's just another place you hearth and you hide out in. I'd rather hang out in the city where there are players. Now, is it cool to design your own place? Yeah. So I might do that, but it's not like
QFX
I don't know
says.
how you would have done it
It's
differently.
only cool if your friends look at it, but kinda doubt many people care to look at other people's shit a lot.
I mean, I could. Okay. So when I would game when I was younger, I would just play the game and use my imagination at the same time. So I might have a backstory to my character and just have fun with it. So I can see a lot of people having fun with if they don't have friends in the game, they're just saying this is my home and they have the backstory, right? That's how people used to do it in the game. I guess it depends on how you look at it. They did a good job with it, but they've overhauled so many things in this game while instituting that, like trying to give players the things they've been asking for a very long time. And it took a long time, but they're doing it now. And that's why I'm saying they're trying. Like, you can't say they're not trying right now. And I just, I would be happy if they got rid of their DEI department completely and dropped all that stuff and brought back male and female and started making the players hot again. Like, they need to start doing that. Like, that's my main thing right now. Because I think even their game design, I don't like the game design class stuff, but I think they'll eventually iron it out where it's actually smooth again.
QFX says. We needed some love for PvP. People have been playing the same BGS for 20 years.
We got it though with the Slayer's Rise, man. That place is fun, and they do need to do more. So we'll see if they do, because they always screw stuff up, and it's the low-hanging fruit they screw up. I mean, look, I'm frustrated too, man, with a lot of things, but they are trying. They are improving. Like, I have to be honest here. You can't overlook the things they've done a lot, and I think in big companies like this too, they're they it's much harder for the designers to do the things they want to do because of the stupid decisions the higher
QFX
ups
says,
make. And I'm not
never seen the Slayer's Rise stuff. I thought it was some open world PvP area, but it's a new BG.
both. I've never played the BG. I saw Zerx playing it. We don't understand what's going on in it, but the world zone is damn good. It's like, remember how the towers were in the Outlands, where um like in Hellfire Peninsula you had the three towers you have to cap. It's the same thing. But the whole zone is this giant zone that has all these PvP events in it. There's world PvP all over the place. When crates drop, there's always this huge battle. There's like daily quests there for that give honor. Um, so it's very good if you don't want to just go and comp stomp. You can go and it's kill players or NPCs. Problem is there's bugs. We almost ruined it last night. There's so many. But the whole zone is just a giant battle. It's amazing. It's really cool actually. Um, I had a good time. I mean, look, is it perfect? No. Could they do better? I think so, but they haven't. But it's something,
QFX
and they made
says,
it a
do they slap servers together for that? Cause ID imagine it's kinda dead on Emerald Cream.
um. I think they do, but it hasn't been dead on Emerald Dream. Zerx and I had some good fights last night. And I didn't have any gear when we were fighting, and we still did pretty good against people who had gear. So we came across, it was two paladins, I think a ret. I don't think it was a healer. It might have been a ret. It felt like a tank though, one of them. One was a ret, one was a tank, and then you had a marksman hunter. That was the problem. Then you had a warlock. I don't know what class though, or what spec. And then we had, I think that was it. I don't think there was a druid, but anyway, it was those guys versus me and Zerx, and we took out a paladin and the warlock, and then the hunter. The hunter was on me, but I survived him through my utility until I didn't have the
QFX
utility, and
says,
he just killed me. And then
Pallies are
Zerx died.
crazy with their bubbles, basically 20 seconds of DMG immunity followed with a lay LMAO.
Yeah, they have solid utility, man. They're tanky. They're good. They're in a good place. For years they were horrible. They were a joke. But you can still kill them.
QFX says, and no downturn, they're one of the fattest DMG again.
Yeah, they have solid damage. You kill them in forbearance, so you have 20 seconds to kill them. They're very tanky, but you get past the defensives, get them in forbearance. They'll have lay on hands, they'll have their bubble. Shield of Vengeance, I think they still have,
QFX
but I
says,
think that's mixed
I
in
don't
with
know how good their slow or mortal strike is though.
I don't know about their slow, but their range. So, you know, but they could take a hit. You can definitely kill them though. I might actually call this. I am I'm pretty tired.
Mhm.
You all right,
QFX
boy?
says,
Mhm.
Holy pallies are slapping out serious hammers during wings too.
Music seems loud. Because it is loud. I don't know why it got so loud. Yeah, dude, they're strong, man. I don't know. I mean, they're really strong. It's good. I want classes to be strong. That not ridiculous, but I'll probably level mine up. Excuse me. Um, Currently I can't see myself leveling a lot. It's hard to level right now. They need to increase the speed in which you level. That's the only thing. Is that they made things slow and clunky in gameplay and the leveling's slow. So it's almost like, oh, we need to bring it back to classic, but they don't understand what made classic great. They're just bringing a feel back that doesn't feel good. You know.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start cleaning up. I'm spent. I think I'm spent with this stuff.
QFX says, leveling seems annoying, but it always is LOL.
It is. It is. It's like because you want to look as a PvPer. I want to get to PvP as quickly as I can. I'm gonna paint just a little bit longer. I just saw something, but
Grasshopper
yeah,
11275 says, you're yawning so much I'm going to need a nap.
yeah. I'm sorry, Grasshopper. I was yawning a lot. I try not to. It is hard when somebody's yawning like I was just now. It really is. I know I made it hard. So I'm getting up. I'm going to try to get a couple more things in just to push myself some, and then I'm going to call it, I think. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I am the best at being negative and nitpicking about this game, but there are a lot of very good things about it, you know, and I want to be fair, you know. I think it's going in the right direction. Like I said, get rid of your DEI department and just start making the game fun and cool.
QFX says, like what?
What do you mean, like what? Things that they can improve, or that they're doing right? Probably that they're doing right is my guess. You're asking. Um,
QFX says, what are the positives?
the positives is that I like the visuals of the game. Slayer's Rise is fun. They actually did do some good stuff for PvP. PvP itself is actually fun. I am enjoying it. Um, let's see what else. I mean, essentially that they're giving the game attention. They're not managing a decline like they were before. They're actually building it up for the future. And they got rid of add-ons that prevent good game design, right? So getting rid of weak cores and all that stuff was good, but you still have enough add-ons, like you still have add-ons that can kind of shape how you play. It's not they didn't totally get rid of everything, which is nice. I think that would have been a mistake. It's a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time with it. I am. It is nice. And oh, here's another thing. I don't know if I said this, but I know I know people don't like questing, and I know that I said that they need to speed up the
QFX says,
um
I thought you dodged it for a week lol.
I did. Yeah, I did. I needed a break, man. I did dodge it for a week. Um, but and I know I said it's annoying to level, but the leveling is actually very good. They did a good job with the campaigns and the quests, except for one zone, which I thought was I didn't like how they handled it because I thought it was retarded. But aside from that, it's like it was pretty solid. And I think if I was going without flying, I would have even had more fun if I didn't care about when I got to level 90. And I might maybe down the road do that with an alt just to play it to have fun because I think they did a good job designing it this time. It seemed a little bit more Warcrafty than it has in the past. Right. That's what I think.
Grasshopper 11275 says, I leveled as much as possible in dungeons.
Leveled.
Went pretty fast but sucks that you have to do all the campaign quests.
Yeah, I know. But once you have them done, that's it,
QFX
right?
says, aren't people farming honor in that bot map now? Didn't that take action from actual PvP?
Bot map? Honor? You're talking about Slayer's Rise? Um, dude, I don't know. Anyway, like I think they designed things pretty good. And I might level later just without flying and see how that is. Just
QFX says,
something fun to do.
possible, there's a mode where you can farm PvP against
Oh,
NPCs.
oh, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm like spacing out. Comp stomp. Okay, so I think it's pretty well balanced because most of the people who are doing comp stomp don't have gear. Like myself, when I didn't have anything, I went in, and I found that most people did not have any gear, and so you're up against bots, and the AI is pretty decent, and the bots they're tuned properly so that it is a challenge. And
Grasshopper 11275 says, it's tourist week so there's a quest sending PvE people into the battlegrounds.
interesting,
It's delicious.
yeah.
Nom nom nom.
So so like we had a Rothi basin and we could only hold 3 of the 5 bases. We couldn't 5 cap them because we didn't have gear. So it was a challenge, but you get less honor from it, way less. But it's worth it at first because you are going to win unless people are so bad, which most of the time they aren't. So it's actually tuned properly where you get a good stepping block of honor. So you can, like Zerx did that to level up. I decided I did a couple of those and then I went into epics because I was less of a liability there. I didn't want to do
QFX
regulars because I
says,
did one and I was like,
I saw they gutted honor farm from that by 50% XD.
yeah, they did. It was probably overtuned for how easy it was. Okay. So now it more matches about the skill and time it takes. So like, and this is coming from somebody who does not like grinding. Okay. So I thought they did a good job with that. And because it still makes you want to go into a regular battleground, but I couldn't because I didn't have the gear. So anyway, yeah, I did a couple of those and did some epics, and then I did the quest in Slayer's Rise, which is the new area. That's what I did, you know, and it was good. I mean, I had a good time with it.
QFX says, can't you just Q1, AFK, get the free 250 honor from a loss, rinse AD and repeat?
Um, if you AFK, you're going to get kicked or you're going to get reported and you're not going to get nearly as much honor. It's going to take forever. And so it's not worth doing that. It's not worth that at all. No. And if people are doing that, I mean, they should be
QFX
kicked.
says, against the NPCs.
NPCs, the NPCs are tuned right, man. They're like when you don't have gear, it's you can't go up against them and expect to face
QFX
roll them.
says, comp stomp. Grasshopper 11275 says, it's harder to AFK these days.
Yeah,
If you're in the graveyard for a minute, you get kicked.
you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. She's right. No, it's trust me, it's they did a good job with that. It's what they should do is yeah, I mean they can still improve it, but I mean it's in my opinion it's balanced probably pretty decently right now.
QFX says, would be funny to Reds 1 Holy Pally in 3v3, just infinite annoyance and basically unkillable.
Well, you got to keep in mind that forbearance is going to play a part. So, I mean, if you put like sack is one of the things, but if you bop or if you spell warding or if you lay on hands or whatever, you go through those things, you still will have the window to kill that one player within that forbearance. And so you can get through those things. It's not, you know, it's not easy, but we've come across full ret teams before or double ret and twos and stuff, and we're able to get past them. I mean, it's doable. And Rookie hates it. And I don't blame him. I mean, I think solo shuffle is just a different game, and you know, it is pretty funny though.
QFX says, I don't know what the limitation is, can't you chain regular bubble into magic or physical bubble?
Yeah, you could if if they haven't changed it, there's a talent point on the paladin tree that enables you to use bubble during forbearance. So, but sometimes what happens now in the upper levels, this doesn't happen, but in lower levels, sometimes people mess up and they'll use their bubble first. Bubble
QFX
puts
says,
forbearance up.
oh, so you can magic bubble into regular bubble.
Magic bubble. No, bubble's bubble, right? You're talking about divine shield. And all it does is take away that you can't use it during forbearance. So in other words, if you bop yourself and forbearance is up and then bop goes down and you need bubble, you can bubble yourself immediately. But bubble will put forbearance up. So what happens on the lower levels is that people, they'll put divine shield up first
QFX says,
and then they won't be able to
I see.
bop. That's what, so there's mistakes that are made. Look, my point is people make mistakes and you exploit them, and that's most of the game. So like, yeah, the paladins, they have these tips, these tools. The rank ones don't make these mistakes. Most people make the mistakes. And so paladin, especially if you go and you hit them hard in the beginning, and they'll go and put bubble on immediately, and then you have a 12-second window afterwards to kill them. Assuming their forbearance is 20 seconds, they use bubble for 8. You have 12 seconds to kill. So CC the healer, but you got bubble out, and that's, I think, 3 or 4 minute cooldown. I don't know what it is now. I don't know all the changes that they've made, so I'll have to hop online and look. But yeah, that's it. So I like the there are weaknesses. You can win. It's just now if you're talking about in rank 1 land, they don't make those mistakes. They don't make those mistakes. So yeah, that's stuff you're going to feel it more higher the level. But if you've gotten up that high anyway, you know how to counter it anyway. You're a good player, and you're not making mistakes that they need to you to do to exploit. But like where Zerx and I are at, when we play, we're at a point where most of the time they're not making those mistakes, but in the lower levels they are making mistakes. But every once in a while they'll make a mistake. All right, let's start cleaning up. You're all right. Every once in a while. So that's what it is. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, look, there's a lot going on with it.
QFX says, Holy Pally had crazy CC2 with repentance, I don't know if they still have it.
They don't have rep. No. They took rep away. They have Hajj. They don't have a kick anymore. That I don't like. I wish they still had the kick. I wish healers could still kick. Resto Shaman can. It's on a 30-second cooldown.
Grasshopper 11275 says, Holy Paladin's been bitching about having no interrupts. QFX says, Hajj into blind into glare is still very good.
It is good. You are correct. You are correct about that. There's still some solid things, man. But all these things we talk about can be countered. Every single one of them.
QFX says. But RET just chaining 3 repentance in TWW was so ridiculous LMAO.
It was, but you can interrupt that and then they're going to be wholly locked. You know, like if somebody, every time I was on my Holy Paladin and I was chain repping somebody, I wasn't being stopped with it,
QFX says.
you know?
Is that actually holy lock?
It's a good question. I think it is. I think so. Repentance, I think, is holy, but I'll have to check that. In fact, look it up. Just ask AI. Say in Warcraft is repentance holy, or if you get kicked, is it a holy lock? Tell me what it says. I'm
QFX says.
99% sure it is.
It's gone now anyway.
I don't think Paladins, the Ret still has it though, do they? Ret doesn't have it.
Shurikitten says.
Shurimiya.
I just woke up LOL.
There she is. How are you, Shurimiya? Oh, I'm totally geared, by the way.
QFX says.
Happy
NARET def doesn't have it.
I'll figure it out. Oh man. Shurimiya.
QFX says. Think only tank now.
Only tank has it? Interesting.
Shurikitten says. Oh congrats, I'm good. Plugged in the screen part of my tablet. Hopefully
Nice.
that helps me fix the problems.
I need to go over that stuff with you, honestly. Help you. Shurimiya. I could literally fall asleep right now. I was sitting there yawning, making Grasshopper yawn. She said she needs a nap after watching me sit there.
QFX says. Aimed shots are kinda like chaos bolts now. Shurikitten says.
Freaking rough.
I think part of it is just the hand-eye coordination issue from not having the screen on. Did you stay up late?
Me? Yeah, I was up until 12:30. So woke up at 8. But the thing is, I get up in the middle of the night to rotate
Grasshopper
hands and
11275 says. I am asleep in Ashran.
stuff. That's why I'm actually, oh, Shudder I started filming for the hand video. So I actually did what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to have a video out soon.
Shurikitten says.
Get that thing
All
going.
you need a nap.
I need a nap. But I'm ending early, so maybe I go back, smoke a cigar, or maybe get on and play some WoW, just unwind. I need to,
Shurikitten says.
um,
Oh cool, Curry will be so happy.
about what? Oh, the hands. Yeah, the hand thing. I'm trying to, yeah, I really want to help her because she's really, I think she has a lot of talent and she has like good video ideas. So, because her work is really, really damn good. I don't know if she knows it. I know she
QFX
doesn't
says.
think that, but
You smoking cigars while pumping WoW. LMAO.
I would. I actually,
Shurikitten
I have
says.
brought the computer out
Yeah,
before.
she got the hardest commission ever LOL hands.
Yeah, yeah, but she can do it. But I don't even think that's why she just said she needs help with it. Excuse me. Um, I think it's like when I come in here, I don't always stream when I'm in here, but I try to like build my mind up before I come in to say this is what I'm going to get done. So I'm more prepared coming in, and then I paint better. And I need to do that because otherwise I'm not going to get as much work done as I normally would because I don't have the time. But I think the fact, because like everything's always so intense, like, you know, there's not really that much downtime for me during the day where I can just like go 20% or something. It always feels like I have to go like full steam in the studio to get stuff done at home because that's just how it is. So I'm trying to make little pockets of time for myself just to chill. And that's hard to do. But yeah, like last night I went to bed at 12:30, I think. Zerx and I did 2 games of twos. We
QFX
lost one, we
says,
won one.
is class today?
No. That's the other thing. Everybody was out of town, so I just canceled. But we have it next week. So that's actually good. So I can kind of chill. I'm a little bit pleased with that. I love class, but at the same time, it's like it's nice having every once in a while having a class off. But no, like otherwise I wouldn't cancel it. I'm trying to keep that going as long as I can, you know. I love the people in my class. It's so much fun. They're so funny. The night we streamed, it was off the wall. It was freaking off the wall. And partially that was partially my fault. Really Brian's fault because he kept on giving me too much gold. I could not stop messing with him. Last week I didn't stream it, but last week I really focused more and tried to get a better drawing, and I really did. So it's decent. But yeah, I need to figure out how to relax and chill during the day a little bit more than I do.
QFX says, Matt is pretty decent at drawing.
Yeah, he is. He does his own thing.
QFX says,
Uh,
considering
that's
he's the newest.
well, he doesn't get critiques because he doesn't really care for them. He just wants to come in and do his own thing, and I am fine with that. Like it's a drawing session. It's really not something where I'm teaching people or trying to, whatever,
Future
but
Oil
I
Painter
offer
says,
that if people want.
are you done?
Yes, I am done, but I'll leave the stream on while I clean. Yes.
Future Oil Painter says, okay, what's next?
What is next? That is the question. But what I do need to do for this video, I do need to put in Mullet Baby. I need to do something with Mullet Baby. Mullet Baby needs some love. Where is he? He's over there. Come up with a Mullet Baby. Skip me to work that in. I'm trying not to make the video too long. It's probably going to be, as it is, 15 or 20 minutes, which is borderline too long. But I'm just trying to get something out.
QFX says, didn't they go 360 on some shit they said they remove, Didn't they say they'd remove thunderstorm from ELE and they also still have it? QFX
I
says.
don't know.
180.
They have things are messy right now. Let's put it that way. What I think is that they're trying to fix like 20 years of mistakes, and they're trying to do it within an expansion. But at least they're trying. That's my thing. Before I was like, they're not trying. This is pissing me off. Now it's like, okay, they're making changes. I don't like the changes, but they're trying. So
Shrikitten says. Do you have class next Thursday?
next Thursday I
QFX
do,
says.
not tonight.
I think they got some major backlash LMAO.
I just don't know how they take their backlash because I feel like the forums are like, oh, I think you can easily say if you don't like something, oh, well, this is the vocal minority. Like people keep on, like every side argues that all the time. But so then Blizzard's like, okay, well, we'll just go to metrics. But metrics aren't a good, so I don't know how they take their feedback. Because they didn't listen to beta. And the reason why I know they didn't is because there was like a bug. What was it? Oh, yeah. It was a clipping bug for for the new race that everybody was complaining about, and it ended up becoming a major
QFX
issue on
says.
release.
I mean thunderstorm is basically the only kind of getting away from melee besides of root for ELE, so losing that would really suck.
Wait, let me read what you just said. Thunderstorm is basically the only kind of getting away from melee besides of root LA, so losing that would. Oh yeah. But thunderstorm would break roots. You're talking about, yeah, thunderstorm, like where you whirl around, like not whirlwind, but um, yeah. Did they get rid of that?
QFX says. I mean the knocking away like blast wave.
Oh, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I'd have to look into that. I haven't been keeping up with it. I mean, I've been keeping up with things lightly. Let's put it that way. I'm at the point. Okay, so this is the point I got to. I've played Frostmage so much that I'm like, okay, wherever it lands, I'll be decent at it. I'll make
QFX
it work.
says.
I'm confident with
They
that.
still have it. I just thought they said they'd remove it, but
And
didn't.
oh, really? Okay, got it. Yeah, maybe they changed their mind. But like that's because before I was getting upset with every single change they were making. Then I was like, you know what? Learn about it and then just get good at it, and then I can go from there. I'll find something about it. I had to shift my mentality because I was getting too pissed off. And I think it's the right thing to do, honestly. I just losing Blast Wave hurt though. So much fun.
QFX says. You can play ELE then XD.
They still have the knockback. Maybe I do. Maybe I do go Ellie. I think Druid has one too, actually. Should go Druid. I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine leveling something right now. It would be too much of a shock to my system. Too much of a shock.
Future Oil Painter says. When will you ship this one out?
I don't know, man. I wanted to get it done this week, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I did get a lot done on it, if that makes sense. And the reason it's not happening is I'm really pushing this. And I like how it's looking, to be honest with you. It's looking much better than it did earlier this week. I need to fix some reflections in the water. I need to fix some of the cows. The landscape's looking pretty decent. Probably I'll have to, I want to add some
Future
detail in the
Oil Painter
foreground.
says, you guys gonna go play Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, I might go and smoke a cigar or something chill, and then maybe I'll log in and start playing some games or doing something.
QFX says,
I need it,
I like
like,
how the red water reflection plays off with the green of the grass.
yeah, me too, man. I like that too. It's not always like reflections aren't always the same color as what they're reflecting. It kind of can take on the tint of the water, what's underneath. A
Future
lot of
Oil
stuff
Painter
happens.
says, smoke a Cuban?
Man, I wish I had a Cuban. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Let me, did I use this? I'll watch this just in case. Why not? Baby, you.
Maybe.
Hey, baby. How are you, baby? You good?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Stay there. I'll be right back. Clean my brushes. I'll leave this stream on. All right, I'll be right back. You stay there, all right?
Future Oil Painter says, feel free to Photoshop one of my cows into this painting. QFX says. Rep is actually holy school.
What's up, boy? Ready to go? Yeah, we're gonna go. Yep, rep is holy school. Yep. So you're risking that you getting locked for four seconds is a big deal. Rep is holy school, bitches. Okay. Let's go. Painting's looking okay. Could be better. Looks hilly though. It looks hillier than it did before, which is nice. I wanted hills in it. We needed hills, okay? Hills. It's not bad. I'm using the mirror to look to reverse the painting. See? Men. Men.
Future oil painter says. Okay, take it easy, Lewis. Of you go on a date this weekend. I know some YouTube videos that explain how to use a condom. QFX says.
How do you know?
I should use a mirror more. Would prob reveal how scuffed my anatomy is. LMAO.
Mirrors help, man. Do it. You got a debt. You got a debt. Debt. Tear. What you doing, boy? Boy. 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 Hey, boy. Hey, boy. What he says.
QFX says. On digital you just use one button for horizontal flip real quick. Suned T9L says. What's up?
Sunny D, what's up? What are we doing? I am just cleaning up right now. Oh. Clean, gotta clean. About to end the stream. Walk the goat home.
QFX says. That shit's pretty comfy NGL, also that you can just readjust things easily.
What are you
Shuri
talking
Kitten
about?
says.
Oh,
Your
sure.
brain can still trick you on digital.
Talking about digital. Okay. Drawing. Put some of these brushes back. Organize some stuff. Better at putting these things back. Daggers out. I keep on losing them. Find a better place to put them. man.
Future Oil Painter says, I'm gonna paint some donuts next.
QFX is going to chime in here, I know. All right, daggers. Where do I want to put these?
QFX says,
Here we go.
I saw some light shine on my paintings where Tay curtain would just lighten up one area which looks kinda nice NGL.
The heck, curtain. Where I put the daggers before because there's a lot in there. Should transfer them. Yeah, find them first. I'm losing them. There's one. The big one. Big ass one. I didn't know I had a. There's another one. Here's another one. There's one. There's another. There's another. It's huge. That's what she said. All right. Here's another.
Grasshopper11275 says, I am off, thanks for the stream.
Yeah, that's it for me too, guys. Grasshopper, you take care. Guys,
QFX
thanks. Y'all
says,
are awesome.
just some really high contrast I guess, now everything's more or less flat.
Really. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you.
Sherikitten says, see ya. Grasshopper11275 says, get that nap. QFX says, see you Hopper. QFX says, see you Marine Gear.